It's not what you think. A perfect phrase for this movie. This is a spoiler review of Nope. You've been warned, so let's get right into it. Yeah, what about that UFO? UFO is the alien. Like, I was not expecting that. There are no aliens in this movie. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I still don't know how I really feel. The biggest thing I took away from this movie, it could have been 2 movies. Like these two concepts could be whole movies on their own. On one hand, I absolutely love the risk that Jordan Peele took with this, making the UFO the alien. The UFO not a UFO. I love the risk he took with that. Like, I do. Like, you gotta respect it. Like, the biggest swing he's taken from Get Out and Us, this movie is the biggest swing he has taken. Biggest risk. I love it on that hand. But on the other hand, I feel like a simpler 2 arms, 2 legs alien would have been sufficient. I feel like he went a little too far, in my opinion. Trying to be super meta, trying to be super creative. And again, that's my opinion. But I respect him for that, but I kind of wished that we got a simpler story. You know, just give us the aliens that we thought we were gonna get, and to me, I feel like that would have been more creepy. Like, if you, a lot of people saw my last video about Nope with the TV spot, how wrong I was. Yeah, those weren't aliens. Those were Steven Yeun's character's kids. Which I kind of assumed that, like, as I was watching, I was like, no, this is way too early in the movie for them to be, aliens to be in it. It's his kids. But I was still holding on to hope that the aliens would show up later. I really was. I was really hanging on to the fact, I was like, maybe they're going to show up. Maybe we're going to see aliens. I was waiting all the way to the end, literally, to the end. Even after the UFO changes into that weird, you know, those shapes, the form, like, I don't even know what you call it. Even after that, I was still hoping. I was like, you know, maybe there's aliens. Because once you do that, logic is out the door. Once you make the UFO start to form in different things, I was like, okay, maybe there's still aliens. You never know. You know, we can get it. They could show up. They never did. They never did, sadly. I'm genuinely sad, and I'm just disappointed in the movie. And again, a big part of that is because of my expectations. My expectations for this movie were way too high, and I was looking for it to be perfect. I feel like he kind of did the same thing he did with Us, with the plot holes, and the trying to make, and he tries to explain the supernatural, which then, once you explain the supernatural in a movie, we, the audience, can then hold you accountable for inconsistencies and plot holes. Same thing with Us. Like, he tried to explain that that was like a government thing, like making clones of everybody, so then, like, so many questions arose, like, okay, where did they get the rabbits so they could eat them? Where did they get all those uniforms? Where did they get the scissors? Where did they get, how did they survive? Like, if the geography was inconsistent with the geography of the train stations, the abandoned ones, then how did they mimic what they were doing? You know, so many questions arose. Similar thing with this. The rules just kind of got confusing near the end with, like, okay, so this hurts the I wouldn't even call it a creature. Some people are calling it a creature. I would compare it to the deadlights of Stephen King's It. It's an entity. It's been here forever. It's not, and it's just in the shape of a UFO. The first half of this movie was kind of boring. It didn't really, I feel like there was too much character development in terms of, we didn't really get a new emotion from these characters. Like, right from the get-go, we get that OJ is not a happy dude. Like, he's sad, he's depressed, he's kind of like over all this. And then we know that Emerald is super energetic, super happy, you know, let's go. And that kind of persisted for maybe like 45 minutes to an hour of the beginning of the movie. Like, some of that was necessary, but then at other times it just wasn't. I feel like we could have moved the story along a little faster. It was kind of boring. But again, that was maybe because that was me, just my expectations. Like, oh, come on, bring the aliens. Where are the aliens? Bring them out. So if you've seen this without having all the expectations, it might not have been that boring. The chimpanzee, Gordy. What? Like, right from, that was the opening scene of this movie, and like of him all bloody, and you assume like, wow, a massacre just took place. And I was questioning, I was like, wait, is this the movie? Like, I didn't know if the movie started yet. I didn't know if I was like still, like, they snuck another preview in here for like a Universal movie. I was like, wait, is this the movie? Oh no, this is the movie. Yeah, and I was like, wait, what? Because in the trailer, the chimpanzee, that little, you only get like the 1 second shot of him. He didn't look like he was that big. I thought he was like a little monkey. I didn't know he was like a giant chimpanzee. So right when I saw that, I was like, whoa, okay, a lot bigger than I expected. And then when I saw he had the yellow shirt on, I was like, okay. The bloody fist bump in the trailer is him. I was like, oh, it's not an alien, it's him. So that rules out an alien scene that I thought we were gonna get. And that also ruled out the horses turning into humans or vice versa that I really thought was gonna happen. Because the lady that was geeking out and looking up to the sky in the trailer, that was her face. That was actually her face because of she was that girl that got beat up by the freaking chimpanzee in the beginning of the movie, and she was just so disfigured and everything. That was her face. At first, I thought that Steven Yeun was like put makeup on her, and that's why she was wearing that shawl, so she would make the crowd think that she was like turning into something. That's why I was kind of confused with the story, because I thought maybe Steven Yeun, I thought he was gonna make something project in the sky maybe to scare the people, and then that lady was hired to act all crazy. But no, that was actually her face. That was the Mary Jo from the beginning of the movie. So that ruled out that we're not gonna get horses turning into humans or humans turning into horses. I really thought that was gonna happen because the fist, when in the trailer, it looked like a horse hoof, and a lot of people said that too. So yeah, I was bummed out about that. I really wanted to see that. Like I was telling everybody, I was like, yo, this is gonna be, he's gonna take a wild swing with this. It's gonna get super weird, super like mutations are gonna happen. Nope. So yeah, that's about the bad things that I didn't like about the movie. Personally, again, this is opinionated. So now I'm gonna get into the good things. Absolutely loved the cinematography. I know that's a no-brainer, everybody says that, but it was beautiful. And again, I saw it in IMAX, and this was the first IMAX movie I've seen. Beautiful, of the mountain landscapes, the sense of isolation, everything. It was so beautiful. Like, it was amazing. Like, the cinematography, what Jordan did with the cinematographer, I don't know. I don't know what he did with them, but man, it pay off. It was beautiful just to look at. Even if the movie was bad, the IMAX obviously helped with that. It was just beautiful, and it truly did. Like, the screen was so big, I was looking up in the sky as the characters were in the movie, trying to see a UFO, and I was like, hey, where's the UFO? Where's the UFO? Where's the aliens? We never got them. And so yeah, cinematography, beautiful. The score, it was okay. I thought it was gonna be better. I honestly liked what we got in the TV spots, like the dun dun dun. I don't think we got that much in the movie. Again, I'm gonna see it a bunch more times, so I'll be able to pick up the things I missed last time. But I don't remember that musical cue happening at all, which I really wish we did get. But again, the score was okay. And another good thing, that scene when Steven Yeun is looking up into the sky, and all the people are about to get sucked up into the UFO. When they do, like, you just see all these bodies just being like sucked up, and you just hear screams and like the sand from the desert. It was like, whoa. Like, I was like, nope. Yeah, like I literally said out loud, I was like, yo, nope, nope, nope. I don't want any part of that. And then when it showed the inside of what we now know as like the being, the creature, whatever, it was like, reminded me of the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars. I don't know if anyone else thought about that. But yeah, it did. It had a lot of symbolism. And that's what I love about Jordan Peele, is he gives you this in all of his movies, and it's for the viewer to interpret. Like, you can interpret his movies in so many different ways. Me personally, what I interpreted this as, I saw a lot of biblical things with it. The UFO kind of representing evil, similar to its deadlights, and that screaming, that panic as people are being sucked up, was kind of symbolic of hell in a way. A very dark tone, and like evil, and like, yo, I do not want to be in there, like, at all. Keep me away from that. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm good. Whatever UFO scene there was, all of them were phenomenal. It was very eerie, it was very suspenseful. Daniel Kaluuya walks up to where all the people were, and then he sees the UFO up in the sky, and then it sees him, and then it darts towards him, and then he like runs into the little shed and like almost gets taken away. Correlating with that, I really loved the whole aspect of not looking up. like not looking at it. Like he says, I don't think it takes you if you don't look at it. I love that whole aspect of, you know, like it kind of correlates with temptation. You know, some things you want to have in life, you want them, but you know they're going to be bad, but then you still want them and you still end up doing them, or you still look and then you get taken. You reap the consequences. You reap what you sow. That's a good phrase for this whole movie. Just like it's not what you think, you reap what you sow. So yeah, the cinematography paired with the chase scenes, the third act was amazing. I didn't like the ending personally. I thought it was kind of underwhelming. Like I was confused. So is OJ alive? Because his horse comes back before he sacrifices himself too. So like, is OJ alive with the horse there, or was she just seeing that because she closed her eyes and opened them? I was a little confused with that. And Antler's host, I was confused with his death. Like he was like, oh, we're not ready for this yet. But then he goes and runs and tries to get a better shot. I get what they were going for with that, like how we as people, even on the brink of death, like even though we practically know we're gonna die, as human nature, we'll still try to get what we want and still try to, you know, get the shot. So I was kind of confused with him. There was a whole bunch of small instances like that what the characters did and the plan of them. Like the whole movie, they're trying to get the shot of these aliens instead of just leaving that area. That is, like, the whole time, like, they could leave and be free, but then no, they can't because they're greed. So overall, it's a good movie. For what Jordan Peele was trying to do, his vision, his wild swing that he took, it paid off. It is. It's a good movie. It's a unique movie, because no one would have expected the UFO to be the villain. It was not even in my radar. Like, I was not thinking that's what was going to happen. I really thought there was a UFO, we were going to get aliens. And I really do feel like aliens would have been better. Like, I don't know, like, that creepiness of how just the black clothes they wore with the white hands and white face, how they kind of, like, went like that, like, even though, like, what the kids were doing, that would have been so good, I feel like. I really think we missed out on a lot. There was so much potential, more potential there. And again, like, that could be a whole different movie on its own. Like, he could have done, like, a UFO thing and then another movie about the actual aliens. I'm not saying he should have done that, because that wouldn't sell. But I'm just speaking hypothetically. Like, you could make 2 movies off of that. So all in all, it's a win for Jordan Peele. It's a point. He's 2 for 3 in my opinion. Get Out and Nope were good. He earned the point. Us, he lost me at Us. I didn't care for Us. I thought it was a lot of plot holes. It was just a boring movie. And so Us didn't get the point. But Jordan Peele is 2 for 3 in my opinion. Overall, yeah, it is. Overall, I think I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Did you like the movie? Was it what you were expecting? What theories did you guys have going in? And what theories do you still have now? Because we got a lot to talk about. We got the chimpanzee, we got, like, how does that relate to the story? The shoe that was standing straight up, were the aliens there making that happen? What is going on with that? More videos to come. So thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.